Okay, anyway, believe it or not, we also play games on this channel. So we're gonna keep doing that this evening. Thank you for hanging out during that segue. All right. You should be happy Delgado's including you at all. Wait, no formal tour of the ship?
Oh, sure. First a tour, followed by a formal dinner at the captain's table. Let's get one thing straight. You're here for business, not for a vacation, so let's start by talking about Delgado's sudden olive branch.
You should be happy Delgado's including you at all.
Happy? Oh, I'm thrilled. Still, this leaves me with a lot of unknowns, and in our line of work, unknowns get you killed. So Neva's message said you were here for Dombrowski. Was that all she sent you here to do? Or was there something else you were sent here to steal?
Neva asked me to steal the Earth Savior Award.
Oh, really? Did she now? I can't believe she's trying to cut me out of this deal. Without me, the award never would have ended up here in the first place.
What was the original plan?
I spent months manipulating the Terran Preservation Society to hosting their gala affair aboard the Siren of the Stars. I had to arrange the event to make sure that the award was aboard the ship. Neva said she'd do the rest. When I got a message about Dombrowski, I assumed she'd be tagging along to steal the award. But looks like she sent you in her place.
Still gonna get paid.
Yeah? Funny you're only bringing that up now. Fine, I'll help. But you're doing all the legwork, and I'm still taking my cut of the payout. Anyway, we'll get to that later. First, we have a much bigger fish to fry. So why are you targeting a Gall Bank exec anyway? Not exactly your average Crimson Fleet prey. Why the interest?
What do you consider normal prey?
Merchant vessels, transport, supply convoys, mining settlements, you get the picture. But taking on a megacorp, that's a really big deal. Something the Crimson Fleet stayed away from in the past. Sounds to me like Delgado's either getting desperate, or this is leading to an even bigger score down the road.
I don't trust you enough to share sensitive information yet.
Playing it safe for now. Okay. I can respect that. But let's make one thing clear. If I'm gonna stick my neck out by helping you get near Dombrowski, I want something in return.
Thanks, Nightmare.
I'll see a way around a little quid pro quo.
And Unsynapse has a really good point where he says, "I serve the flaming fist." It's a very valid point that I think deserves a gift sub. I'm gonna go ahead and hook you up with that. Thank you for that. You obviously have something specific in mind.
Well, it appears we have a mind reader here. You're absolutely right. I don't want money. I want back into the Crimson Fleet. It's as simple as that.
You really think I have the ability to promise something like that?
You'd better, or you're gonna have to find another Gal Bank executive. As long as Dombrowski's on the ship, he's all mine.
El Bobsky says, "What is that from, the Flaming Fist?" So in Baldur's Gate, I want to say it's 1, but it might be 2. Anytime a Flaming Fist NPC would approach your character, it would say that voice line. And it was really over the top and super aggro, even if what they had to say wasn't aggro, and it was kind of hilarious because of that. I want to say it's BG1. Yeah, Dub Live. I think it's BG1. And like Maddie said, yeah. I love that stuff, dude. I cannot wait to play Baldur's Gate 3 again. I'm so excited to play our Dark Urge playthrough. Yeah, it's gonna be good. Especially considering I've been following the patches that Larian has been releasing. And dude, oh lord, wait, what is this? No way.
I serve the flaming fist.
Thank you, Maddie. How is there a YouTube video of just that sound clip? How does that even exist? What? Okay. Anyway. Yeah, they've been patching the hell out of Baldur's Gate 3, and I cannot wait to return to it, dude. It's gonna be like a different game by the time we get to it. You're in no position to make demands right now. Just do as you're told.
Fine. You want to play it that way and suit yourself. Dombrowski's a full-timer aboard the Siren of the Stars. Probably spends more time cruising the space lanes than actually working. Fortunately, the Siren is hosting the Terran Preservation Society charity gala. Larry won't be able to resist showing off his VIP clout. To get what you need, you're gonna have to attend the gala, talk to his fellow philanthropists, and dig up some dirt.
Oh, man.
Looks like we got a party to crash. And I left my tux and tails in my other ship.
Jonesh says, you've been in the same dialogue for like 30 minutes now. Yeah, and Jonesh, me and you have been talking for what, 5 years? The same dialogue for 5 years now. 5 years, Jonesh. We've been doing this back and forth. Huh? When are you going to say something interesting? All right, anyway. I'm going to skip all... Let's see, what's a full timer?
Someone with enough disposable income to afford a permanent 6-figure cabin aboard one of Trident's finest space liners. Consider it similar to owning a luxury mobile vacation home. Plaything for the wealthy, you get the gist.
Man, so many VIPs tonight. Anything you can tell me about the gala?
The event's a complete sham.
Oh.
Bunch of rich snobs getting together and throwing a party for themselves. These people couldn't give a damn about Terran preservation or any other charity for that matter.
I didn't bring my dinner jacket, bro.
Yeah, well, lucky for you, it's not black tie, so you'll be fine. This card will allow you to access the Starview ballroom. If you need my help, I'll be relaxing in one of the upper-level lounges. Head inside and mingle with the crowd. No one likes Dombrowski, so they'll be more than happy to share his dirty secrets.
Wow. As long as there's free booze.
Now you're speaking my language. Oh, there's one last thing. Trident equips all of their starliners with the latest acoustic threat detection. Meaning that you lose patience and kill anyone aboard the ship, security will be alerted and all hell will break loose. Anyway, I suppose that's enough to get you started. Good luck.
Can you help me with the Earth Savior Award?
As long as you remember that I'm getting paid my cut, I'll help you with anything you want. What's the status of your plan?
Got started.
Okay, then let me point you to the person in charge of the award. Her name's Sheila Holbrook, and you can probably find her in the Starview ballroom.
Good
I'd press her to
show.
reveal where the award's hidden.
Veggie!
We can
Thank
go
you,
from
buddy.
there. And if you're thinking of pulling the trigger on poor Miss Holbrook, remember that any gunfire is gonna set off the ship's alarms.
What's the deal with the TPS?
They claim their goal is to celebrate the soul of the Earth, the culture, the people, and the ideals of the past. In their minds, Earth is now dead, which is why they feel that preservation of its remaining aspects is so important. In reality, this is what happens when folks with far too much time and far too much money get together to make themselves feel like they're contributing to society.
Okay.
Oh, and while you're at the gala, avoid the canapes. They're frozen, not fresh.
Okay.
How on earth do you do that?
This is
You're a
very
guest of
ominous
Captain
music.
Rocco, right? Welcome aboard.
Hi.
Shh, listen. Can't hear the engines, can ya? You're not gonna find better tuned engines anywhere else in the settled systems.
Between you and me, the best part of my job is getting a crack at all of the leftovers from the dining area buffets.
Trident must have spent a fortune equipping this ship with triple redundancy in almost every internal system.
There's nothing quite like the view from the Starview ballroom. It's breathtaking.
These newer vessels more or less run autonomously, which doesn't leave much for the crew to do around here.
Every day that I wake up in my bunk, I count my blessings to have been posted to a ship like the Siren of the Stars.
This character is a great example of what we were talking about on Drop Frames today, how it's like in Cyberpunk, when you walk around, people are having conversations from their own perspective. But in this game, when you walk around, people look at
Captain
you.
Rocco is one of the most easygoing COs I've ever worked under. In fact, he doesn't act much like a captain at all.
And say stuff to add to like your player's experience. Like it's a totally different feel. This, what Starfield does, is completely unrealistic. When you walk around, people don't just randomly look at you and say things that give you exposition on the world. Like it's a totally unimmersive experience. It's interesting. It gives you like interesting insight in what you're doing, but it's completely unimmersive. Like whoever comes up with this dialogue, it doesn't feel like they're doing it to immerse you in the world. Where like and to use the example we used earlier, in Cyberpunk, you walk up to a random
This is
store.
one of Trident's top-of-the-line vessels. Hell of a ship, isn't it?
See, like, I didn't ask you. But like in Cyberpunk, you walk up to a store and like a customer and the person at the store are arguing over a BD the customer bought, and he doesn't think it's worth the value. And the vendor is trying to argue that it is worth the value and has nothing to do with you, but it adds exposition on the situation
Captain
while
Rocco
immersing
said
you in the
you're
world.
allowed in any of the crew-specific areas.
It's a entirely different way to do it. And man, I gotta say, I strongly prefer Cyberpunk's way to do it. It feels so much more natural in that regard, where this one...
Trident must have spent a fortune equipping this ship with
I didn't ask
triple
you.
redundancy in almost every internal system.
It's just like... Why would you randomly say that out loud when I approach you? Like, it gives world context, but... That's weird, man. Weird. Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 also does it really well, where there's a nuance to conveying information to the player while making it feel like a real world. Where I feel like in Starfield, they do a good job of conveying the information to the player, but it's like using a hatchet instead of a scalpel. Like they'll just have NPCs just tell you what you want to know, instead of like going that extra mile and like trying to thread it into natural conversation. And it's been interesting playing like the new Cyberpunk and Baldur's Gate 3 and then this game, because it's very clear that I feel like if Bethesda ever wants to kind of catch up with its competitors in that regard, they kind of need to reset how they do this stuff. Like they need to rethink their base approach at how they want to convey this information to the player. Husby says it's a writing issue. I agree. I think it's a writing issue. I think telling the writers directly, we don't want you speaking to the player. We want the player to feel immersed in the game world by having the world interact with each other and letting the player get a glimpse into that, which I think is an entirely different perspective. That's a more real world perspective. You know, you travel to a new country and you can understand the language, and you walk up into a situation where a vendor and a customer are talking to each other about real world events or real world things. And you can then listen in and be like, oh, that's really interesting and that's good to know. But at the same time, it has nothing to do with me. They're not just telling me that, you know?
If you have any little ones aboard, story time with Sirena will be held in the ship's library this evening.
Cohh, let Obsidian do the writing for the next Bethesda game. Well, here's the thing. It's interesting because the first thing you would say is, and I've seen people in chat saying this, Bethesda needs better writers. I don't think that's the case. What they say is fine. What I think that Bethesda needs is a different approach to how they do it. The writing, I wouldn't argue, is the worst, but I think the writers are being told. It's kind of like the difference between voice acting and voice direction. I feel like they need to more realistically immerse the player in their worlds and tell their writers to do it like that. That makes sense? I know it seems kind of semantics, but it's a big deal. It's a big deal. It's a little thing that can be a big thing. Man, look at this. What is going on here? So let's take a look at our objectives first. Speak to Sheila about the ES award. I'm not going to kill this guy because we've been told about 30 times at this point not... Well, maybe we can poison him or something, but ask society patrons about Larry Dombrowski. Okay. And for the record, everything I'm saying... I see some people in chat saying maybe they can fix this in patches. No. None of this is going to be fixed in Starfield. But it could be fixed in Elder Scrolls 6. So what I'm talking about is a fundamental reinvention of conveying information to the player that I hope maybe Bethesda will consider a different way to do that in the future.
Spectacular, isn't it?
But no, nothing's gonna get. This is not a hatch it situation. Tom Bliss says, "Have you started work with A16 yet?" To answer your question, Tom,
pleased to make your acquaintance.
I am taking Tuesday afternoon off and the cozy off because I have 8 meetings. So yeah, things are going well.
So,
yeah.
What brings you aboard?
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Tom Bliss. I appreciate it.
Quite a lovely starliner. Nothing but the best for the society, yeah?
An open bar would have been nice, but Trident's gouging us for every credit we've got.
To be fair, an open bar is always nice. Yeah.
Hello. Are you a member of the society?
Go with me.
I certainly hope they decide to hold all future society events aboard the Starliner.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, people in chat are saying 8 meetings sucks, but every one of those meetings is meetings with new dev teams to hear about their product and to, you know, ask questions on possibly giving them lots of money to make their product better. So, I mean, it sounds, you know, yeah, it's 8 meetings, but honestly, every one of them I'm looking forward to. So, kind of awesome. Yeah. I'm thrilled to be able to do this, for sure.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Yes, I'm extremely busy preparing for the award ceremony, so this better be important.
Wow, okay. I heard you're in charge of the Earth Savior Award?
Yes, I am. Actually, I've been entrusted with the transfer of the award for the last 7 of its 9 years.
Oh.
Why do you ask?
Empress Tiramisu says, I don't understand your job very well. Are you just the mouthpiece for dev teams? Empress Tiramisu. So, here's how it works. So right now I'm a producer on an indie dev. That's game development. I'm also obviously the streamer thing, but I recently joined Andreessen Horowitz as a game scout. So what that means is that they give me access to a large amount of money. And what I do is I go out and I meet with normally newer dev teams, and they pitch me what they're working on, how they're working on it, what their timetable is, what their strategy is like, what they think their investment plan is like, what type of investment they're looking for, that kind of thing. And if I think that it's a good fit, if I think that it's good, then I can invest in what they're doing. So it's a very, very cool thing, because essentially what I get to do is I get to talk to a lot of indie devs, and if I think their game is going to be awesome, then I can give them lots of money to make it even better. And there's already multiple situations where not only do I help to make an indie dev's games better, but I also then get to, if they want me to, help them make it better. So like already I've invested in a couple companies where they have said, we want you to invest in us, but we also want to give you the demo.
Gotta break the ice.
We want you to play through it and tell us how it can become an awesome game. Like, tell us, does it need QoL updates? Does it need little changes? Does it need, like, what does it need to make it a great game? So, yeah, it's honestly been awesome so far, and it just kind of gets awesomer each week. It's pretty great. So it's really good. So it's very mutually beneficial, because obviously I want these games to succeed that I invest in, but at the same time, like, I get to help them succeed, which is great too. So it's really cool. It's really cool. It's devs win, we win, the company I work for wins, like everyone it's just like this giant microcosm of winning, hopefully. Yeah, so we'll see. Businessman says, why does a venture capital company give you money to throw at dev teams? Obviously to make money, but this seems like there should be more to it. Not really, Businessman. So Andreessen Horowitz is a very wildly popular, larger company. They do all sorts of things in all sorts of different tech areas, and they recently opened up a gaming arm. So when they opened up an arm specifically for gaming, they looked around and looked for scouts that were in the gaming community. So Sacriel, actually, who many of you know, was the first scout that they picked up. I am also one of the scouts that they picked up. There are other scouts that will be announced that help with that kind of stuff. So what you're seeing now is kind of the first wave of people who are involved in this that are helping out dev teams make the best games that they can. So it's super cool now.
Care to share?
Tom Bliss says, are you corpo now? Not really. This isn't really a corpo thing, because first of all, it's not my money. But second of all, like, I'm working on a very small scale. You know, I'm not investing millions per company. You know, we're talking like smaller amounts to smaller teams to make like the next big hit indie game. Yeah. I mean, and again, you know, to be blunt, like, God, 70% of companies are already with a publisher, are already self-funded. Most companies already have their thing. So we're more on the lookout for like newer companies doing newer things, you know, smaller, earlier in the process kind of situations. Yeah, it's a very unique and interesting thing that we're working on. Cohh is a shark in Shark Tank. I mean,
well, this is awkward. I'll just wait until you're ready.
Not wrong. You know, I do have a finite amount of resources, and there's when I announced that I was a A16Z scout, I did get over 90 emails, and I'm still going through and meeting with people. So I you know, it's a limited amount of resources and a lot of people that want them. So I have to be very picky. But I can already tell you that there's some really, really cool things in the pipeline that I can't wait for you guys to hear about. So it's going to be there's some very cool things coming. Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, you guys keep sidetracking. I'm just trying to play my game. Can I please play my games? And can you guys please stop asking interesting questions that sidetrack me? Please?
Care to break the ice? Or...
I'd just like to play video games tonight. Thank you. All right. Anyway. Let's see. What do you mean the transfer of the award?
Well, the Earth Savior Award is one of a kind. The blue diamonds alone are irreplaceable. Since we can't produce a new award every year, it's instead passed from one recipient to the next. I supervise the transfer and make certain
Where's
that there's
September?
ample
It's over.
security during transport and at the destination.
Subtober now. Yeah, September's done, dude. Has the award ever been stolen?
During my tenure? Certainly
A weird
not.
question to ask.
There was an unfortunate incident where my predecessor attempted to sell the award to the highest bidder, but that was quickly resolved. Needless to say, they'll be spending the rest of their life in a UC prison.
Mike 80 says, you're a good person. Please be careful with big corpo, especially if crypto is involved. Mike 80, let me make this 1,000% clear. I am in a position to give money from an angel investment standpoint to devs that can use it to make their games better and possibly use my advisement to make them better as well. That's where it ends. I have joined the gaming arm. That's all I do. That's it. It's not any deeper. It doesn't go into any other arms. That's it. So yeah, we are good. We are good. Also, for the record, I've already had crypto and NFT games approach me, and I have said verbatim, good luck with what you're doing, but I am not interested in this. The only games that I am interested in kind of helping out are games that I would want to play on my channel. And that's it. Like, best of luck to you. But that is where I am coming from. There's plenty of other people you can talk to. I am not one of those people. So, yeah. I'd love to get a look at such a fabulous award.
Yes, it's quite marvelous, isn't it? Absolutely priceless. Alas, I'm afraid you'll just have
Y'all
to
know
wait
how
for
I
the
operate in that
ceremony
regard.
to see it in all its glory. It's far too valuable to be left anywhere else except the master safe located at the purser's office. Now, if you'll excuse
thank
me,
you.
I have much more important things on
I have
my
really
agenda
good
than to
lock
speak
picking,
to
so
the
that's
likes
great
of
to
you.
know. Yeah. And wow, what a jerk. On that note, though, unfortunately, I have talked my head off tonight, and I need to. Thank you all for hanging out with me. I hope you had fun. We mostly just chatted tonight and barely played any of this game. But you know what? I guarantee you tomorrow we'll probably do the same.
I have about 1,000 things to deal with, and you're not one of them. Goodbye.
Well, he's a dick. Anyway, I'll be back tomorrow morning with more Resident Evil 4 DLC. Also down the pipeline, we've got the Lords of the Fallen game, City Skylines 2, Alan Wake 2, Spider-Man 2. We got all sorts of fun stuff coming. And I have no less than 7.
Someone else, please.
Shut up. I have no less than 7 scary games that we are going to be playing coming up in the near future. I am very excited for that as well. I hope to see you there for that. And yeah, Nopetober is in full effect. It's going to be good. Yeah, what 7 games are they? So we've got Ad Infinitum, Fear and Hunger, File Destined, Killer Frequency, My Friendly Neighbor, SCP Containment something remastered, and Shordosis, which was recommended to me. So we have that and more that we're going to be playing for Nopetober. And by the way, I'm still looking for Nopetober suggestions. Do me a solid and search my YouTube first before you suggest something, just to see if I've played it before. I am looking for games that I've not played before. So if you do have a suggestion for things that I've not played before, definitely let me know, as I would love to hear from you. There's a scary game about Noki. Really? Is there? We'll have to keep a look into that. But anyway, I'm out for now. I will see you guys tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. ET for more fun and games. As always, very much appreciate your time. And have an absolutely awesome rest of your day. morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Have a good one. Bye-bye.